Brethren, hello, welcome no Freestyle Friday. Como prometido, eu quero fazer esses dias como aulas de inglês speaking. Eu vou falar em inglês, vai ter legenda embaixo em português e em inglês, e aí vocês podem usar esse momento de speaking da maneira que bem entenderem, da maneira que estão acostumados, tá? Hoje eu quero falar sobre comedians. Here we go. People don't like when comedians make them laugh about things that they didn't want to laugh about. And they say that they should be stopped, they should be censored. I believe that those people are not aware of what the comedian's true intent is and what comedy really is. If they were, they would understand and they would be okay with it. And I would like to explore that now. So let's ask ourselves, what is comedy? But in order to have a full grasp on what comedy is, I believe it is important to have a grasp on what horror is. What is something that makes you scared? And that way we can see what's something that makes you laugh. I'll explain. Can you imagine something scary? I imagine if you think about, I don't know, a huge dragon with pointy teeth and claws, that would scare you. And it would scare us because it taps into our instinctive collective consciousness. Né? We always, throughout time, all of our past iterations, monkey, lizard, whatever, we've come to fear things with teeth and claws because they were built to tear us apart and use our flesh for nourishment. So it awakens up an actual fear in us, and that's understandable. Another scary thing that has a biological motivation is the thing type fear. Those microbes or organisms that take hold of us by going inside us and possessing us. There's a scene in The Mist that I think is particularly horrendous about a guy that's held by a web to a pillar, and then all sorts of small little spiders burst out of him, like a bunch of them. And then you can see that he was being harvested by some mommy spider for baby spiders to grow. That's chilling. And it's chilling because it speaks to the cells that command us. It is their enemy. So our bodies have conditioned us to be against that too. But there's one type of fear that cannot be explained. Have you ever seen some kind of ghost movie or some weird Photoshop of like a kid with his eyes chopped out? Just skin in front of his face? You ever seen that? Or I don't know, somebody that has an eye in the place of a mouth. Like a photograph of someone who would otherwise look normal, except for one little thing that is not common. And when you look at it, you kind of bug out. And it gives you this uncanny feeling, this comfort. That's the kind of fear that I believe we can talk about in order to understand what comedy is. The reason that we have that problem when we see images like that is because of the computing error that happens when our brain tries to understand what it's seeing and it can't. And in that moment, it feels fear because that is the instinct to run away from the unknown, because the unknown is itself scary, you know? And I believe that comedy is the opposite of that, is the unknown that is not a threat to you. If you can think of something funny that you see on the spot, what would it be? A guy with a horse mask. Have you seen that? They have these huge horse masks and they're like, it's a rubber thing. I don't even know how they can see from that mask. They probably can't. But it's hilarious if you look at it out of nowhere. Imagine you're at a wedding and there's a guy like with a horse mask. And you will laugh. And you will laugh because it's different. Now, bear with me. Could it be that you're laughing at this difference because your body sensed something strange, something out of the ordinary, and then recognized that something out of the ordinary was not a threat to you? Understand? Your body saw something different and thought, oh, that's not gonna kill me. And in that moment, your whole body enters, let's suppose, a state of jubilee, which causes you to involuntarily laugh. It is the whew of the body. Your cells are now throwing a party because they thought that they were going to go into a life or death scenario. Get it? I believe that that's what comedy is. Every time you recognize something out of the norm and make the instinctive calculation that something is not going to harm you, you laugh. You have that little party moment in which all your cells are going, hooray! There was no fight today. You can't control it because, like all other things, the cells that control you control your actions. And that is at the crux, I believe, of what makes a comedian an artist, and why we shouldn't be mad when they make us laugh about things that we didn't want to laugh about. Because exploring the ability to make you laugh about what you didn't want to laugh about would be the highest honor in a person that approaches laughter this way, as the involuntary action of the body that perceives what he is saying. He doesn't want to make you agree to laugh. By the way, nobody ever agrees to laugh. Laughter is always involuntary. If we agreed to laugh, we would automatically have already made idols of all the comedians that we agree with. But we understand that's not the case, especially among my friends that are more progressive, who like to support this or that comedian because of their agenda, but that comedian never gets off the ground oftentimes because he or she is not inherently funny, because he or she doesn't tap into that humor. Get it? So the next time a comedian makes you laugh about something you didn't want to, that guy did what a musician does with a good drop. He entered your instincts. He studied how the human body works, how the organism perceives the unknown that is not a threat, and activates it to make you feel the need to laugh without you even wanting to. That doesn't appear to be an unintended consequence of a comedian. It appears to be the goal. The comedian bugs you out by making you laugh in a moment in which you didn't want to. And because of that, he is an artist. And if you're going to criticize somebody, it will be kind of hypocritical, not hypocritical, I'm sorry, it will be kind of ironic to criticize them for exactly the thing that they studied to do. You know? So the next time you laugh at a comedian over something that you wish you hadn't laughed on, that you wish you hadn't laughed about, be glad that you're watching a talented comedian. Foi isso. Espero que tenham gostado. Deem like nesse vídeo se curtiram. Cliquem no sininho para saber mais sobre os próximos vídeos que virão. Sigam o canal. Deem o nosso curso mrmaia.com.br aqui embaixo. Tem a nossa planilha da Google, na qual nós fazemos as lives que nós fazemos, segundas e quartas, às 8 horas da noite. Tá aqui. Também tem nosso grupo de WhatsApp, que você pode só entrar. E é isso, né? Tem nosso Instagram também tá aqui embaixo. Thank you, guys. I'll see you Monday. Peace. I'm holding a coffee. I can't do the peace thing, but peace. Stay strong.